Welcome back to the channel. So today, as you can see in the background, I've got both the 11.5 and the 12, and I saw a lot of comments asking the difference between the two. So I thought I'd do a quick vid just to do a comparisons for you guys, just to help you have a greater visual on the difference between the two, and you guys make your mind up which one is, you know, more suited to your likes. Anyways, stick with me and let's get into it. Okay guys, let's go for a quick walk around and then we'll get into the nitty gritty. Rightio. So, as you guys know, the red is the Firefly NextGen 11.5, and the black Raven is the NextGen 12. So, the difference between the two is, you know, several things. One of the main ones is that the 12 is actually 12 foot in length, 3.7 meters, and the 11.5 is 11.5 foot. So, which is 3.5 meters. So you got greater length there. You'll notice that you might be able to notice that the 11.5 Firefly, the red, is a little bit wider, which is 90 centimeters width, and the 12 is 88 centimeters, just a little bit narrower. And there's a reason behind that. The reason why they've done that and made this a little bit more, the 12 a little bit more less width, is because they've designed the hull to be faster. Now, I will be flipping these kayaks upside down just to show you just what they look like underneath. But yeah, they're both very, very stable kayaks, and they're both, you know, designed more for a fishing kayaking platform. And yeah, they both at the front have the grab handles. You'll notice that the front of the 12 is somewhat longer than the 11.5, and it just tracks even greater through the water. Not that the 11.5 doesn't track well, but just with the design of the 12, it tracks that much better. You'll also notice the rod holder section where you can put your rod tips in, just to sort of put them out of the way. The 11 doesn't actually have that option, which is fine. It's not for everyone, but it's a good upgrade. I'll come around and we'll just show you. You've also got the dual rod storage plugs in the front there to put your rod tips in transit, or if you've got your rods and you're going through mangroves or anything like that and you don't want to break the tips off, you can store them in there conveniently. With the 11, you don't have that. 11.5, I should say. You don't have that, but you do have this flag sort of grooved mounting option that you can put. Not that I've ever seen anyone do that yet, but it's there. Let's go over the 11.5 a little bit more for you to see. They both have the scuffer plug that comes up from the transducer well mount that's underneath, which is pretty good. This one's over here. You can see I've drilled into it. One of the big things that you'll notice, and by the way guys, just before I get to that section, these are not part of the 12. They are the foot steering pedals for the electric motor. So I didn't want to disassemble that. So that is an optional extra that you can put in later. So disregard those. But coming back over here, you've got the 9-inch live well that's been incorporated into this new kayak. So with the live well, the hatch lid is rubber and it fits on there really snug, which is great. And you've got a nice big 9-inch well there. Now the well has a scuffer plug. You take it out, you can fill it up with water to have live bait if you choose, or you can just leave that in there and you can have bait there or even tackle. It's up to you, but it's there if you want to use it. Some people might even use it for squid fishing, where they put their squid light through the scuffer plug and put it down, which would be another really good idea for it. So that's pretty nifty. What else we got? Overall, you'll see the design, features like where these little grooves are. You would put either your oar or the butt of your rod. In this case, put the butt of your rod, put the bungee over it, and then the rod tip can come right through into the top here, which is pretty cool and very handy. You've got your inbuilt dual cup holders, really big ones too, just to fit, a bit of a flask in there if you want. What else we got? You'll notice that the tracks for the chair is right up at the top, whereas with the 11.5 it is further down. Even though it's on tracks, it's great, but it's probably about, 2 inches shorter. So this gives you a higher seated position. What else we got? Over here where your bar rail screws into, you'll see it's just over the top, whereas with the 12 they've gone as far as to put just a bit of a groove in there for it to fit snugly and to sort of integrate into the actual hull of the kayak, which is going to be a little bit more of a factory finish. The other really good thing that the 12 has that I love is these plates. So the plates are designed for you to do your drilling for all your wiring needs, whether it be for your transducer wire, whether it be for power. You can drill into these plates. As you can see, I've already started doing my drilling. I've taken everything apart to show you this video, but I can access the hull, do all my wiring, and so these plates are so beneficial, so that when you're putting your fish finder and all those bits and pieces, all the wiring can be really nicely put away through the plate neatly without actually drilling into the kayak. That's really, really cool. The 11.5 doesn't have that, so with my previous Raven, I had to drill into the kayak to do any modifications. They both have that large rear hatch, which is really cool. Lots of good storage. They both are outrigger stabilizer ready, which is really good. Then we've got another entry point here, another plate. so that when you put your electric motor, you can then plug all of your wiring straight into this plate to save you having wiring coming all over this section, which is nice and neat when you assemble it that way. So yeah, the other thing is your grab handle has been changed to a vertical position for better ergonomics, and it's just a safer, stronger way to go. The other thing is when you've got your electric motor, the plate sits snug there and it actually absorbs some of that, that play, the flex that you get when you put your electric motors on your kayaks, which is really good. Over here, you still got an amazing grab handle, don't get me wrong, they work a treat, but it's lower, so it doesn't actually give you the same kind of stability there. But the difference is, with this 11.5, you've got your brass inserts that are ready to go for you to screw into, and they're from memory, they're the 6mm inserts, and they're great. Whereas with the 12, they have done markings on there to drill into. So I've drilled into these sections here for my electric motor. But the reason why they do that is because you get flex when you've got a trolling motor, and once you go to a certain powered trolling motor, when you go higher power, the idea is you go and put bolts and nuts and fasten it through it with a plate underneath, just to prevent that flex and to keep it a lot more stable for more high powered trolling motors. So most of the big brands over in America, like Native and Old Town, etc., this is how they do theirs, because they know that when you've got a higher powered trolling motor, it's better to have it fastened this way. So yeah. Go back over here, guys. They both have that amazing big rudder at the back, which turns on a dime, guys. It's like you're doing donuts with the rudder. But you can notice from the footage here that the 11.5 is a little bit obvious in how much shorter it is, but nevertheless, it's still a crazy awesome kayak, and it's very stable. The 12 is just that next stage up again, I guess, where they've just done more engineering on it. They've thought about it. They've taken the constructive feedback from all their customers, and they've just continued to evolve and do a greater fishing platform. So that's it there, guys. But what I'll do is I'm going to flip the kayaks, and then we'll have a look at the bottom of the hull. Rightio, we've got them flipped. And right off the bat, you can definitely see that the 12 has a much sharper nose than the 11.5. And that is to obviously help through cutting through and tracking better through the water. It's also got grab handles built in, and the reason for these grab handles and the rear is so that when you're motor mounting and you can't access this, you can access these two grab handles to lift. Pretty sweet. So I'll take you over the kayaks so you can see for yourself, and then we can discuss a couple of the upgrades. So you've got the rear grab handles on the 11.5, which is still really good. Got grab handles to the sides here, again to help you with your motor If the motor's in the way, you can just grab it from the side. On the rear, you'll notice that they've gone and put some scuff protection, which is great. They've both got the extra large built-in rudder system that flicks out. Really, really great turning, and they've both got the rudder protection scuffer on top. But one of the big differences you'll notice here is, look at these scuffer holds, which is great. They've got some protection built in here. They've gone above and beyond with the protection here. And this is designed to take better force, and it distributes the load more effectively. So they've overcome one of the big problems, and that is people using those trolley systems that Hobie have, putting them through. And it wasn't distributing enough weight, which would then crack, which is really great. So this has all been reinforced, and they've done that to every single scuffer hole. So you've got that reinforcement built in. Really great. They're always thinking of how to improve their kayaks, which is why I've always stayed with K2F, and why I'm always boasting about them, is because we've got an Australian-based company and owned that are producing these awesome kayaks, fishing platforms, and then they're also designing their own kayaks, guys. They're not buying somebody's pre-made mold, which is a big difference. So yeah, you can see that they have gone that step further with, even on the bottom, you can really see the improvements they're making and where that extra value truly goes. If you look at the 11.5, again, amazing, really good. But that's getting on 2 years now. So 2 years later, they've got this design that they've done themselves. And you can see there's just so much extra work that's gone into it. And it's designed to make it even greater stability. Now they've done that to keep in mind that people want to be sitting on a higher position seat. So they've catered for that so that you can actually have the best of both worlds, stability and the ability to have your seat raised. That's not to say that the stability and the seat positioning on the 11 isn't good. This is just, I think, in my opinion, even better. So both have the transducer well built in. That's this part here, which is great. And you can literally screw in to these brass inserts, your mounts that hold your transducer, and it gets protected in this well. Got one over there too. What's good about the well on the 12 is it's further away from the max drive, and there's been some people mentioning that when they put the side scan transducers, they would pick up some of the bubbles that come off the pedals because it's so close, whereas where it is positioned now, I doubt very much they're going to have the same problem. Now, you'll notice here on this side, we've got another scuffer plug. Now that's that scuffer plug I showed you for the 9-inch bait well that you can take out. So that's right there. And then you've got your max drive system that goes into there. So guys, this is just a bit of a rundown on both kayaks. And, you know, when you're imagining in your mind which one is better for you and more suited for your needs and budget, this will give you a better, hopefully, indication of which way to steer it. Anyway, guys, that'll conclude this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me a comment in the comment section. And as always, if you don't mind liking, it really does help me with the algorithm of the channel and helps steer people like-minded our way. Anyway, see you on the next vid.